Alrighty. Now it's been a little bit since I last was playing this. I've been getting a lot of Valheim in between. But let's get that little bit of copper there. But let's get onto this. So the village, most of the shoreline is good. Still kind of need to build that base, and then we can lower everything else. We'll put everyone down lower. Unfortunately, that does mean we will be losing that wagon. How about you don't? Don't want my woodcutter to march out to their death. It would be notably less than ideal. And of course we got goblins inside the camp. That's a problem. We have not quite secured our shoreline. There's too many goblins here. We're gonna have to convert everyone to being soldiers. Oh. Say, damn these goblins. It's gotta be a pain in the butt. Which this would be much less of a problem. This would be much less of a problem if I could just have all the goblins be forced to come in one side. Because then I can just present one unified front. Okay, so we'll deal with. Oh, that's a problem. Her health is very low. Oh, hello, kitty cat. You want to come up? I believe in you. All right. Oh, no, that's not what I meant to hit. I blame the cat. How about we don't have you be on the front line? You have like almost no health. Okay, so somewhere here there is another goblin. And that goblin is hopefully the last goblin. feel like there's a risk of me jinxing myself just by saying it. Okay, so I know it was out here somewhere. Oh, right there it is. What a weird place for a goblin to be. It's got a bunch of goblins hanging out in the water. I mean, realistically, as long as they stay in the water, I don't have a problem with them. All right, so why did I... Courageous, that's why I made you an infantry. Yeah, we will let you continue being an engineer. Because we lost our last engineer. We currently do not have a forager. But actually, that's right. This was not a problem for the most part, because our archer can do double duty as the forager and as well as the archer that defends our gate. Because generally we don't need... We don't really need the archer there full time. Okay. So we have... No, Edmund should not be a forager. Nicole is a infantry. Nicole is the one we want as an infantry. Because Nicole is going to be courageous. She does more damage. All right. And of course my cat is definitely laying right across my mic controls. So I currently don't actually have a way to mute myself if I need to sneeze. So I'm sure she does not see the problem with this. We still have these goblins just kind of swimming. I guess it simply comes down to is they don't know where to go. I, for one, am okay with this. Yeah, once the archer is done grabbing other materials, he might be the best bet to send down, and he'll be able to pick off the swimming goblins, I think. Oh, maybe I'll put some paved stone in here. Since my stonemason is not able to make bricks fast enough to keep my builders happy. Yeah, the same two goblins, just... Oh no, that's a terrible choice. Why would you jump in the water there? That's poor choice. You're not good at making good life choices. That's okay, she's clumsy. When she gets herself killed. Oh, speaking of getting herself killed, that's a problem. So the swimming is a good life choice. The swimming into goblins when you are not a goblin is a bad life choice. Okay, how about you don't get too far ahead of your buddy? Having you both arrive at similar times would be just grand. As it turns out, working together with your party is a good way to avoid death. Alright, 8 a few arrows to the face, but that's okay. It's part of the job description of infantry. Well, let's just put him back to Archer, because we're going to want him to go take care of the swimming goblins. awkward cat. She was like mostly sitting in my lap, but she had like one leg that was not on the lap, so it was just like stretched down past my leg. Such a weird cat. Also, I don't know how you generate this much fur. Yep, we are already aware of those goblins. That's not new or anything. But let's get our archer down here. Maybe our archer can deal with the problem. Oh, that's a thing. You are going to run away, because otherwise you are going to be very, very dead really fast. So I don't think the woodcutter is taking down 3 goblins by herself. Good work, Archer. Exactly what we hired you for. Yeah, you didn't seem like you were having the most luck today. Excellent. The only good goblin is a dead goblin. You know, you could do with not charging out into danger. Wait. How about you let the enemies come to you before we get too carried away with you trying to get yourself killed? You know, Ralph, if you go and how about you don't shoot our infantrymen in the back? That'd be some good life choices. I've seen how the archers work in this game. Yeah, it's one of those things, whenever batteries are starting to be problematic, it is almost usually like, just replace them. For the amount of issues batteries can cause, they are not worth fiddling around with. If you're not convinced the batteries are going to hold out well, replace them. They're just not worth. Basically, like, they're not worth the problems they can cause. Yeah, today it will be a relatively short stream because I do have my usual Friday evening video gaming, which will not be live streamed. But I figured I've got a couple hours I can toss a live stream in, so I might as well. Just a curiosity, is he carrying? Yeah, because he's carrying a bunch of timber, even though he only needed a little bit of it. That's what I find weird. There's a lot of oddities in this game about how characters work specifically. Okay, I guess I could. Build this further, and this will means I'll finally be able to make it so that they can't climb up onto the land over here anymore. So now is your truck going to be going into the shop to get this all sorted out before you're back on the road? Or are you just kind of stuck with the hop in it Monday and hope it's doing good? Yeah, people being stuck indoors really did help anyone who was trying to do basically any sort of project, social media wise, on the internet. I think there was a lot of content creators who were not really ready for the world to suddenly take interest in what they were doing, simply because people were bored and looking for something to do. Oh, that's a lot of wood to drop down. Yeah, that's with how it's been going, it seems like it's not worth the risk of just hoping it's better by Monday. Hey Michael, how are you doing? Congratulations. Oh, that seems like risk. Yeah, of course there's a goblin right over the peak. How about you go chop down these trees? That's safer. Wish there was a way to get them to prioritize certain work over other work, but there really isn't, so suppose it's just not worth worrying about. Alright, so there's a tree planted there, I guess. Now I'm guessing you're not a uncle by surprise. I'm guessing this has been coming for a while. One of the downsides is Ralph's eyes are so good that he sees everything, which means you constantly get alerts of it too whenever he sees an enemy, even if you don't care about it, because it's quite far away, not actually a danger to him. And another goblin seen by Ralph. And another goblin seen by Ralph. I think we're just gonna put Ralph back to being an archer. There's a lot of goblins out there. Might in fact be time for some goblin slaying. But maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Texas came up with a new measuring system on the highway. What are Americans measuring things in now? So don't tell me it's washing machines. I mean, at least you still got home for the weekend, but yeah, that does kind of suck when you're expecting to be home earlier and it just doesn't pan out. Okay, he is now armored up in the best things that I can get him. So now it's just a case of wait for him to level up to level 11, and then I have a good pair of infantrymen to go deal with goblin threats. I mean, there's a lot of cases. Actually, it's one thing where I almost never measure, like when I'm talking about how far away a town is or something like that, I almost never say how many kilometers it is away. I almost always say how many minutes or hours away it is. It's almost always just, it's a more useful way to measure. But I see a lot of signs in, more so in the States, but even down in like Vancouver, basically closer to large cities, will use time as a measuring scale, which is smart because how long it takes to get to a different part of town could vary a lot. One day it might be 10 minutes, the next day it might be a half hour. Yeah, that is one thing I like about 16 miles per hour, is it does make it easy to intuitively just look at it and go, yep, this is what it means. I realize I want that last section not. I want to do that last section in stone. I mean, yes, there are times where I forget to change up the title. So, well, hopefully I beat you to the change. So there hasn't been enough controversy in the chat section to inspire a change there. I mean, you went to edit it, probably. Basically, you mentioned that I was uncreative on titles, and I immediately just clicked on it and changed it, since that was something I could do at the time. Alright, well. Delia is doing a very dangerous job of chopping down trees, but the forest is filled with goblins currently. And another goblin has seen... Dang it. It's just not safe out there right now. Alright, level up. I want to send you out into dangerous missions. Okay, let's send her across the water. I know most of these trees haven't grown back yet, but hopefully there's not a bunch of goblins out here. Yeah. That was not filtered out. Also, I don't know if you've looked at the channel yet, but your Christmas video got a bunch of copyright claims. I don't think you'll be surprised by it, but basically the puzzle video will very likely not be seen or not, or at the very least not be possible to monetize, which doesn't really matter because it's not like we were in a position where to be able to monetize anything anyway, so that is fine. Yeah, I just noticed there was like a stack of copyright mentions. I'm trying to look. Yeah, the second puzzle video is copyright free. The first one, basically, there's two videos that have copyright claims. But it was the one that was like a minute long when you first started trying to do that, but we're using the wrong settings. And then the second one that's like an hour long, and then the like 7-hour stream of you doing puzzles is without copyright claim. I mean, I used to watch American football. I haven't in a long time. What do you mean, wait, the long video is still there? You mean the 7-hour stream? And all that water comes cascading on in. I mean, I don't know if you can watch all 6 hours and 45 minutes of it, but it is there. All right, so our infantry unit is complete. By complete, I mean I've got 2 dudes in it, and hopefully they will manage to not get themselves killed. Because I'll be personally fond of them not dying. So why don't you come back over here, Rob, and see if you can't solve a problem. The problem being too many damn goblins. Of course, this does also mean I'm dealing with 2 fights at the same time. Yeah, let me go back home and sleep. That was a fight that did not go how I expected. And it would seem that the goblins are currently spawning. Which, you know, is only a problem if I want my people to all survive. Oh, what? My mechanic sim videos have copyright claims. Actually, now they mentioned I should. Oh, no, I'm looking at the account, not from the account. Let's take a look. I don't see any copyright claims to any of the videos I've done. Because there was basically the gaming with James one that had a copyright claim on it. Was the one that you started on December 25th. Because I don't see any copyright claims prior to December 25th. And if I look at all the videos, there's none that are limited like the ones with copyright claims were. Of course, there's always more goblins. I mean, like, Twitch is fine, but definitely Twitch in the last while is not leaving me basically things Twitch have done in the last while does not leave me feeling confident that Twitch is not running into issues. I feel like Twitch is hurting its content creators, which is going to, in the long run, really, really hurt Twitch. So yeah, I definitely don't know where you are seeing the copyright claims, because I could only find 5, and all of them were from December 25th. But I don't know, I am not used to dealing with YouTube, so. I mean, I changed the title to Goblins after this was how the game was going. There wasn't much I could do beyond just embrace the goblining. Oh no. This is a problem. She is very heavily limited on her speed because of the fact that she's carrying so much crap. And the goblin's just going to keep shooting arrows at her. And the goblin is going to be way faster than she is. Ah, yes, the goblin doing a whopping 2 damage. Absolutely terrified. I'm trying to think. Let's take a look again. Yeah, I think I thought I turned off the music in Car Mechanic Simulator. But now that I think about it, I wonder if do I start those streams in the title screen? No, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. If I get back to playing Car Mechanic Simulator, I'll take a look and see why it would even be playing any music at all. You just really want to get yourself killed, don't you? Why don't you go over here? So many nice trees over here to chop down. Yeah, because that's the opening intro is what I would suspect, but the one stream that I just looked at, it starts already in the garage. So I don't know. It does definitely get me that the basically the way that YouTube deals with copyright is realistically the only way you can do it and have something like YouTube work. But it is also such a imperfect system. Of course, there's just goblins everywhere. Uh, yeah, you know what? I can probably fix that too. I can probably go into the rather than have the car select, basically instead of turning off the radio, which is what I'm pretty sure I've done, go into the settings to actually just turn off the music, period. I don't know why I didn't do it that way. Now, that's one thing I do appreciate YouTube at least showing you exactly where the issue is. So it gives you the ability, it gives you more ability to fix it in the future. Although I know depending on what exactly the problem is, like some copyright strikes will be upheld even if you can prove that they're not. Very, very far from being a perfect system, but yeah, no. Yeah, that's because copyright strike is more of a your video is considered copyright infringement. Copyright claim simply means that you basically can't monetize because something in the video is copyrighted. I mean, I think I already stated what I really thought of minutes and not miles. Although I think I did say minutes or kilometers. As being in Canadian, we use the superior kilometer over the mile. But there are times where minutes is a better way to measure something, because if I'm in downtown Vancouver, the same distance could take 5 minutes or it could take a half hour. Having it estimate minutes gives me an idea of what they think, basically what they think the situation is traffic-wise. If they say it's going to be a half hour, okay, I know it's going to be longer than that distance would normally need to cover versus 5 minutes. So where is my woodcutter? Oh, she is sleeping, which is why I run out of fuel. This is not ideal, but also not really a problem. Wait till you see this one. This one your could fight, lol. Definitely not actually sure what you're talking about yet, Juan, but I'm sure I will get pictures or something that will clarify what you're talking about. At least I hope. Now I'm curious. I want to know more. Okay, go to content, live. I mean, that means I'd have to put some. I mean, maybe I can do this. But what am I looking for? November 14th. Okay, I'm going to pause the game for a moment, but let's go over. All right, so November 14th. I think November 14th was where I was supposed to go to. Okay, there are, so there, November 14th, their copyright claim details. Well, I suppose it's going to have to load up in order.
McLaren. All right, so there's nothing in this auction that really speaks to me.
So you're just making me listen to the sound of my own voice. I hate you. Yeah, so there is the music in the background though.
Now I can get a salvage McLaren for 1 million, which I still can't afford. I'm gonna see what the auction does on. Oh, this thing is absolutely trashed, but
So yeah, so I don't know why. I mean, the claim is, sorry, let's take a look back at that. So I think the claim was actually for about a minute and a half, wasn't it? Yeah, so for just over a minute, which I guess also you do get that option of, oh, let's put that away. You do get the option just to like mute the music, which is honestly a great little answer to the problem. But yeah, no, it's just that you get that little bit of music in the background, and yeah, that song is copyrighted somewhere. And now the interesting thing is, it could actually be the company that makes Car Mechanic Simulator that has the rights to it, and just is aggressively protecting their claim, which would be odd, not unheard of, but odd, because most companies want you to stream their game, so they want you to be playing it, and they don't want to copyright strike you, as long as the music, like for example, the music in Satisfactory is copyrighted by basically the music in Satisfactory is copyrighted by the company that makes, I can't remember what the company's called, but by the company that makes Satisfactory, but they have on record basically stated that basically, if you are playing the game, reviewing the game, talking about the game, and you have that music in the background, they will never copyright strike you for it. The only time that you'll ever get a copyright strike is if you're using their music in a video that is not about, that basically does not include their game at all. Basically, if you're talking about their game, they see that as advertisement and are okay with that copyright being used that way. They basically do not auto copyright claim. Well, yeah, that's like each instance of copyright is very much its own thing of who owns what. Yeah. Oh, and there's games where you can't buy them today because the people who made the games don't have the rights for the music in the game anymore. And rather than remove the music, they just won't, like, you don't get access to the game at all. Like if you bought the game, had the game already prior, that's fine. But there's no way to get access to the game. Like there's no way to buy the game because the copyright for that music is gone. Like that's, so there's been no copyright strikes on like this channel because whoever owns the copyright to the music in the background of this, which I'm pretty sure the guy who made this game was writing his own music, doesn't copyright strike it, even though they certainly could. But there's definitely, the YouTube is far from perfect because there are people who have written music to use in their YouTube channel, and then someone else has stolen that music and basically claimed copyright on it. That's where things get into this weird, basically that shouldn't be allowed to happen sort of deal. Basically, YouTube is actually very poorly equipped to deal with actual copyright problems. Well, the whole thing is like people have copyrighted their own music. However, if a bigger company, so right now there's a case of there's a company, they make videos on historical things, and they use a lot of images that are taken from open source, or not open source, but like public domain images, pictures that are so old that copyright doesn't apply to them. Like a lot of the stuff they're talking about is hundreds of years old, so copyright's not a thing there. But what they do is they actually will chop apart the image to turn it sort of into a three-dimensional image. So it is now suddenly, it is their art. It's no longer the original art. They have made new art using the public source stuff, or public domain images. As well as they're making videos, which they've obviously have the copyright on. Basically, they obviously have copyright on their own images. It'd be silly for them to not have copyright on their own images, or on their own videos. But basically, a larger company, a like large news agency, in this particular case, a Chinese news agency or entertainment, like whatever, basically like a media company, is using good big chunks of their videos and using their images, and YouTube basically won't enforce this creator's copyright because the larger company, the Chinese company, basically goes, oh no, these images, like all this stuff is fair use, and it's very obviously not. But there's nothing that the smaller creator can do about it, because what they would have to do is basically get lawyers and sue either, and actually I think they have at this point, they have sued YouTube. But it is a case of there's not a good answer. You don't see how this makes sense at all. You don't see how what makes sense at all. So basically there is a content creator who is making videos. The source of the images they use are public domain, but they are making their own assets for their videos. Because the company who is stealing these is a larger company than they are, YouTube isn't willing to stop them. Because basically, so YouTube was actually willing to enforce the copyright claims originally. However, basically that channel that got 3 copyright strikes, which should mean that that channel gets deleted and all associated channels. But because it's a large Chinese company, they basically pressured YouTube, and so suddenly YouTube went, oh, never mind, there's no copyright infringement, and just washed their hands of it and went, nope, we'll let other people deal with it in court. So the small media creator has, I think they actually made a, not like a GoFundMe, but basically they held a campaign to basically raise the money to get legal defense for this. And since they have done that, they are now suing both YouTube as well as the Chinese company, which suing the Chinese company isn't really going to work for them because they can't sue them in, like, suing them in China is going to do nothing, because it's part of the Chinese government. It doesn't matter. The Chinese government is going to act in the best interest of its own. It's going to act in its own best interest, and since these companies are part of, like, they're already owned by the Chinese government, nothing's going to happen there. So all they can do is sue the Chinese company in America, which effectively does nothing. But that is also where YouTube is based, and therefore they can put pressure on YouTube from there. Well, and the entire thing is, like, once you are something that's so big that is essentially part of a foreign, or even like if it's part of government, you do get kind of untouchable. Because no one's willing to get someone angry when that person actually has the ability to basically actually take it out on them, to take action. People don't like picking on people who can fight back. I mean, you can only get 3 flags on YouTube unless you are big enough that you can basically just tell YouTube that its rules suck and you are going to sue the crap out of it if it deletes your channel. Once you are bigger than YouTube, you basically going, no, you're not going to delete my channel, to YouTube does work. If YouTube looks at you and goes, you can't afford to fight me, then you're going to get nothing. Your channel's going to get deleted, and there's really nothing you can do about it. But if you're big enough that you can put pressure on YouTube, then now you can get away with things. Let's turn him back into a forager. Well, and that's the way it's always just worked, is money talks. If you make a company a bunch of money, they are going to look for ways to make it work out. You have to do something that angers the people, where a company looks at you and goes, you're a liability, before a company like YouTube is going to look at you and go, nope, we should not give you special treatment. Okay, while you guys are walking back to base, why don't you just have a little detour and take out that goblin too? And sure, why not that one as well? But of course there's more than one goblin, because why would there not be more than one goblin? That's okay. My archer still has arrows. 3 goblins. It's like there's a never-ending stream of goblins. 4 goblins. Get these goblins off my damn plains. 5 goblins. I'm starting to think that there's more goblins than my soldiers are prepared to deal with. James and Juan, I want to hear what happened to Alan at 51 in your brain. What do you think what happened? Um, say I don't know Alan. I'm not very familiar with Alan. Well, I suppose that's how that's gonna go. My archer gets hit in the face once and he goes, nope, this isn't the job for me. Which I can relate with that, but also, you have a job, sir. So many goblins. Just glad I've got my heavy armored infantry here. Otherwise this would be a big problem. How about Nickel? You just take it easy for a moment. Because mostly I'd like you to knockout die. I feel like that could be a really good mission objective. Now this is a bigger problem than originally anticipated. So many dead goblins. Alright, time for everyone to go for a big nap. So, well, what you say about you think humans are too dumb to get aliens' attention. The entire thing is humans have been screaming to the void for a very long time now. Now, like a cosmic scale, it's tiny. But it is a case of humans would most certainly have gotten alien attention if aliens are at all like us and are looking. But what would aliens be like? We have no clue. They'd be alien. There are certain design choices that would be repeated in or that you'd expect to see in all life. But without actually having encountered something alien, we don't know what it would be like. Okay, why are you not going for a nap? You are definitely hurt and should go for a nap immediately. Ma'am, I have complaints. furry just won't help you when, yeah. Oh, I understand. Somewhere out there, yeah, nearly died. So here's my very simple. If aliens have basically, if the U.S. Has aliens anywhere, it's not at Area 51. They have the information, or that basically they have the ability to push attention to where they want. And if they wanted attention away from Area 51, people wouldn't be talking about Area 51. It would just kind of get forgotten. And also, the entire thing is so in World War II, there was a bunch of testing on humans to test people's absolute limits. World War II also marked the end of the last eugenics programs. In fact, the last record we have of someone trying to selectively breed humans for basically the strongest, best people is back in when was this? It was back in like the 1800s. I think it was called the Potsdam Giants, and this was in. Oh no, sorry. It was basically there was a infantry regiment in the 1670s, from 1675 to 1806. So yes, that's where the end date was in the 1800s, where they're basically trying to breed human beings the way you would breed dogs. The problem being is the guy running this program just he thought basically giant men were the correct answer. So he wanted, like, he would pay for I think he would pay based on how tall you were, which meant most of them were giants, but people as in like actual giants. So people with gigantism, whatever it's called. So they had a bunch of health issues. So it was not really a great way. But the whole thing is, there's no eugenics programs. There's none of that. So that's the thing. There's no way we've stopped. It's just that the people doing these programs haven't, like, so now all these eugenic programs, all of this stuff, only the enemy did it. Basically, the people who lost World War II were the ones guilty of doing these things, not the good guys. The good guys never did any of this. And that's the simple answer there is everyone was doing it back then. Everyone is still doing it. And basically, it is always going to be the thing of the bad people are the ones who are going to be accused of doing it. But if you just go, basically let conspiracy theories out there, like conspiracy theories, like I don't understand, like basically there's this thing of people either think that pretty much every conspiracy theory is just full of BS, or, we get into conspiracy theories like aliens killed JFK and we're being ruled by lizardmen. Why? Why do the moderate conspiracy theories not seem to be like, either people don't believe any conspiracy theories or they believe the really crazy ones? Because the ones that are more sensible are the ones that it's dangerous if people believe, because they're the ones that are more likely to actually be true. So I think it's all a case of misinformation. Basically, everything that people think they've learned is there's someone trying to manipulate it so that it fits. So basically, they can get away with what they think they need to do, whether they need to do it or not. Well, exactly. That's the thing of if you want someone to stop talking about something, you don't tell people to stop talking about it. You simply give them other things to talk about. And if you want them to not talk about something specific, hide it behind something that is going to make people either turn away or run off in the wrong direction. Don't try to change the way. Yeah, don't try to change. Don't try to hide the thing by changing anything about it. Hide it by changing everything else around it. It's all a magic trick. Look at the hand. Don't pay attention to where the magic is actually happening. Oh, looks like Adam, the farmer, never made it to my village. Could you finish killing the archer first? It's painful watching you let two people just hit you at once for no reason. Well, and that's the entire thing. If you want people, like, yeah, if you want people to stop talking about something, you make it seem like you don't want them to talk about something else. You're worried about people who are, going to find out about the fact that you're doing like a eugenics program in, like, let's say, Fort Bragg or something. I do not actually suspect that anything's going on there, but let's just say that's what you got going on. Instead of being like, hey, don't look at Fort Bragg, you go, hey, don't look at the aliens in Area 51. Because then everyone's going to go looking for aliens in Area 51. I think the title of the side video has been very accurate. Just so damn many goblins. Yep. I'm glad both me and the goblin didn't want to hurt the sheep. Sure would have been a shame if the sheep got shot. I mean, if you want us also to the sound of the pickaxes, feel free. I mean, you've got the sounds of the hoes over here. So there's 2 farmers working with hoes, 2 pickaxes over here. Probably also the sound of the workers working with their hammers. I mean, I feel like it is easier to be tired when it's dark, but that's probably not actually the cause of your tiredness. Now, I could be wrong on that. What's up with people hiding from the police in your warehouse? Seems like a strange event to have reoccurring. I don't think it's warehouses are the place to run from police. It's like foundries and like factories. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be stuck in a or in a warehouse in Texas heat with no air conditioning. Actually, I can simplify that statement. I wouldn't want to be stuck in Texas without air conditioning. Oh, how about we don't run at the goblin? Seems like a thing we could do. Not running directly into goblins. I mean, I don't know. I feel like this time of year it might be cold. Because I know they did not insulate things well in Texas. They wouldn't have had their last few winter disasters if they did. All right, there's the goblin I was hunting for. There's that a better rhythm? Got 4 miners working away. I should probably go through and make sure that I'm refining materials, otherwise I'll end up with a crap ton of materials clogging my inventory or my storage space, my stockpile. Yeah, I have 35 copper ore that I haven't done anything with. So that gives me 16 or 17 more ingots. As long as the scrap metal, the scrap metal is going to give me 6 more there. 6 more iron ingots. Well, I guess I'm calling these iron. They're not explicitly iron. They're just solid ingots. I assume that's basically seen as the difference between, yeah, because it's out of iron ore, and then there's basically like a steel. Just abandoning your trailer and letting someone else deal with the problem sounds rude. Even knowing roughly what happened still sounds rude. Okay, let's go and make sure that actually, while you're going out there and making sure that everything is safe, you may as well go collect some materials. Jeff is now the Cookie Monster. I'm relatively happy with how that rock turned out, but I do feel like it's missing something along the backside here. I think I'm actually going to dig this up and rebuild it a little bit differently. Now let's dig that up as well. I think we can make improvements across the board. So many dead goblins. also really doesn't work for my engineer. I may as well turn him into a miner as well. How dare you shoot my infantry for 3 damage? That's rude, guys. Do love it when I take 0 damage from an arrow. But the damage does add up. So I'm not sure what Prince George is related to the conversation, but... Well, luckily you are an archer, and you can just shoot him. You don't even need to call for backup. And you can shoot them from a range where the goblins don't even know they're being hit, because stealth archers are broken. Now, convincing the archer to actually shoot something that is totally within... Oh, there he went. Totally within his range is a completely different problem. Now the goblin wants to have a shootout. That's fine by me. I mean, I definitely had no hype about Mr. PG, so Mr. PG was fine. But I would, yeah. The idea of hyping up Mr. PG seems a bit weird to me. Not surprising, just weird. I feel like if I was in the States and the police basically smoked me out of a building by turning up the temperature, I would just let it go till I have heat stroke and then sue the police. Because it sounds like something you could probably win that lawsuit. So that's where basically there's no chance of the police being charged for any wrongdoing with anything like that. They'll always get away with it because of qualified immunity. However, you don't care about the police getting away with it. You just care about the ability to sue them and get the money out of them, which seems to work out for people quite a lot. Yes, just eat the arrow to the face. That's fine. Oh. I would prefer you continue walking. Because there is a second goblin. Somewhere. There it is. So, damn, many goblins. In fact, so many goblins that this is proving to actually be more dangerous. Wait. She's courageous. She's supposed to not run from a fight. That's literally her trait. Guess they just don't build courage like they used to. Good luck shooting through that wall, Goblin. I think this isn't working out for you. Damn it! Are you kidding me? Ralph is dead. Ralph had good vision. Ralph was born to be an archer, died being an archer. You are not going to just go charge off into battle. You are hurt. This would be dumb. This would be so dumb. Thank you. Just go to bed. So the unfortunate thing is the person who would go clean up the bodies was Ralph. So someone else is going to have to inherit the job, but typically the job of cleaning up bodies is now the guy who is a body. All right, you get a new job. You get to go clean up bodies now. So, and of course, you don't actually get to loot the equipment off of the bodies. So the good armor that the archer had is just gone. I will actually have to build a new armor. Luckily, unlike last time, where I lost my blacksmith, I can just make new equipment. I have to make some strong ingots before I can make a spangle helm. I'll just make 15 for now. And we'll make one spangle helm. And that's really the core of it. Of course, there's still more goblins. Because why would there not be more goblins? Now, if I understand that there's a weird artifacting of shadows here. There's just regular stone the whole way through, but there's this like seam. I mean, that definitely sounds like the sort of thing where I would expect the police to be sitting around laughing about it, both while it's going on and after the fact. Situation where you can pretty much literally smoke out your the suspect. Yes, more damn goblins. Yep, just a crap ton more goblins Who does this surprise? No one. How about we don't go that way? How about we don't go into the jaws of the goblin? Oh, you're gonna go over there and pick that berry bush, really? No. How about we don't do that? That's a terrible idea. Ah, yes. Finally can get rid of these 64 bandages I have. Literally stockpile them just as a way to get rid of materials, so that is excellent. Oh man, I still have like 46 left after that. So many bandages. Okay, are the infantry... No, the infantry are still out for the count. So, how do you go find something else to do with your time? Something that doesn't involve any of us dying. Yeah, concrete does not do as good of a job of holding heat as, like, say, something like water, but I don't want boiling hot concrete. That just doesn't sound like fun. Yes. How about we just bring you back to camp for a bit? Feel a lot better about it if there was the two of you going, not just one of you. Because as we already established, the goblins are never alone. There's always just more goblins. So I like plan don't go out in the wilderness and die by yourself a lot better than going out in the wilderness and dying by yourself. So should be a plan. All right, Now that the infantry's on the case together, that actually looks promising. Oh, except for there's a goblin right here that you guys should go deal with. How about you go do that? All right, so that's one goblin down. Only an unlimited number more of goblins to kill. Jonathan, you barely got hurt. Get out of bed. Go help the infantry. I'd like you to all not die together. Okay, so woodcutter successfully not dying. Cool. All right, well, that group of goblins is dead, and my infantry have to go back to heal up again. None of this is surprising by this point. It's just the way it goes. I mean, there's the internet saying pictures or it didn't happen for a reason, you know? Oh, for goodness sake. You were hurt bad enough to go to bed earlier for it. Now you don't want to. All right, I should probably go check the time. Okay, yeah. All right. It's gonna be morning. There's gonna be a villager traveling, probably about a 50% chance, down the road towards me. They're probably not gonna make it because they're gonna get ambushed by damn goblins. I don't know if this is gonna happen for sure, but I do feel like it is not a. It is more than just a guess. See, obviously we did something in the stream today to break the timeline, and now we're in an alternate universe where Mr. PG does not have a pipe, but in the timeline that we all came from, he did have a pipe. So absolutely sure that's exactly what's going on right now. We chose a timeline based off of our alien conversation. Say in an alternate timeline, we basically got it right and said revealed the government's plans on live stream. So we were obviously attacked and dispatched. But in this timeline, we didn't get it right, and so we're safe. That's my stream fan theory. Really, my trek out there did not reveal any goblins? Just got the bad luck of not having any villagers trying to get to me today. When I patrol the roads, they don't show up. When I don't patrol the roads, they just die. Say, what sort of links is the 3J's posting? I'm betting that's a link to an old PG postcard. Yeah. So intense music must be a goblin attack. We don't have you collect berries. Just doesn't seem worth it. So you're just gonna die out there surrounded by goblins. Alright, so close. And I can put up the fencing for the livestock. Doors. There. Fence gate. I'll just put it right. We'll have it open up into the... We'll do a fence gate right there. That's perfect. That'll give the carpenter something to do. Lazy buggers. Oh, skeletons is a different problem. So I guess we're done with goblins. We are now doing skeletons. Which would be less of a problem, because that skeleton could very easily be taken up by an archer and a little bit of dedication. That skeleton's going to hit really hard and be a big problem for for my infantry. Or not. Or my infantry is just going to rip through it. Uh, Never know which way it's going to go. Rip James. Are you referencing the soldiers who were likely to die but actually did pretty fantastically well, or something else? The bigger problem tends to be when necromancers pop up. Necromancers make life a lot more difficult. We have a villager. About damn time. Now, hopefully she does not have a bunch of bad traits. All right, lay it on me. Lazy, clumsy, and charismatic. The charismatic is not worth the lazy, clumsy. Go away. I do not need a James in the camp. Lazy's bad enough, clumsy's bad enough. You can't be both. I call dibs on that. Okay, well, I feel like this is a good part to place to end the stream. I have to wander off and feed the cats and go blow people up with robots. So thanks for coming, hanging out. I'll talk to you people later. And if for some weird reason you're watching this later, I hope you have a good night, good afternoon, or good day whenever this finds you. I'm waiting. I am damn well waiting. I'm very tempted. I shouldn't wait. I should just close it. I think you can actually still chat even after I close it. So, photo album of Mr. PG. And I see the entire photo album of PG. I don't see anything where he is. I'm not sure if you were looking at a specific picture. No, no, I think that's a PG does not have a pipe. It does not look like that is part of it. All right, either way. Have a good night, good morning, good afternoon. I don't care which, but pick one and go with it. Talk to you guys later.